And hi, everyone. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Dianne is with us today. So it's going to be a great day, a great stream, that is. And I am sorry about last Friday. It was my fault because they made changes to the app, and I didn't realize that. And thank God they added the option now people can use their cell phones or use StreamYard from their cell phones, not only on your computer and your laptop or iPad. So which is fantastic. So Dianne and I have been talking. Hi, Greta. Thank you very much for your help. I appreciate it. Noel, I'm sorry, Dianne. I'm going to say something, an
Sure.
observation here. And when I use my streaming application, I can tell who's helping us monitoring the room.
Oh, that's great.
But with this application, everything is the same color, so I can't tell. So if I
Oh,
if I don't thank everyone, please forgive me. But I want to say thank you to Greta and Noel, and I'll say everybody: Linda, Pat, Cappy's mom. Thank you very much for your help. Whether you are here or not, I appreciate it whenever you can. Having said that, Dianne and we have been talking. Well, the first thing we were talking about, Dianne, was you told me his name. He's from the National Security Department at the White House, Maguire.
yes.
What was the name
It
again?
was
Robert?
Robert O'Brien.
Oh, Robert. Why am I getting Maguire? Is there somebody over there with the name Maguire?
There could be somebody with the name McGuire.
I don't know
But I
why.
read Robert O'Brien.
You're right. It's
He's
Robert
with the
O'Brien.
NSA,
Yes.
and yes, he tested positive.
Yeah. And a few months ago, I had a vision and I shared it with everyone in the chat about I saw a black blanket hanging over the White House, and there has been a number of people testing positive for this virus and the White House.
Yes.
My fear is I wouldn't be surprised if somebody get really sick and don't make it if they don't change, although they are changing right now.
They are, but is it quick enough? I mean, because
Exactly.
that cafeteria, the person that runs the cafeteria now has
Last
it.
week. And
so dangerous and so scary.
right. And if they don't change the way they do things, I feel like saying this may not end well.
No.
You know what I mean?
So the cards that I just pulled, they're feeling anxiety, stress, and worry in the White House over this.
I would too.
Here's the card that bothers me. Here's the moon. So the card about lies, deceit, concealment, doing things in the dark, not bringing things to the light.
Yes.
And here's their problem. Doing things like they always did them in the past, not adjusting to the future.
The present and what's coming.
Exactly. And so, yes, I think you are dead on. It's not going to get better because they're too busy caught up in this energy.
Yes. And I feel there are going to be 2 more people minimum testing positive for this thing. I'm not quite sure if there are people around O'Brien, but we're going to hear of some more because exactly of what you just stated. It's mostly Trump and he's in charge. He's stuck in the past. And like we were talking about before we came on, everything is about him.
Exactly. And look what just fell out of the deck.
Okay.
The hermit. The hermit.
What's the meaning of the hermit? You're going to have to teach me Tao as we do this.
Here he is all alone, getting no support, all by himself. And it's making him feel burdened and oppressed.
Oh, did you see him last week? I believe it was either the second press conference he had about COVID. You're correct.
I try not to watch them.
Oh, you know what? I watched the first few minutes, but that's all I can take. I was hoping I could watch the whole thing, but I couldn't take it. But if you I mean, a few minutes was enough for me to catch his energy. This guy is depressed. He's raging. He doesn't like to
Yes.
lose, but he doesn't know how to turn things around. And you are correct.
No.
Okay. First of all, he's not very bright. He's stuck in his ways. He can't change. He doesn't know when he's wrong. And he finds himself alone. And let me say one more thing. And I was thinking about it this morning. I'm proving you're right with the hermit. That's what,
It comes up a lot for him in my readings.
Oh, really?
Yes. That's a common theme for him, is the hermit, being all alone, no support.
You
And
know,
it also means not being enlightened too, because the hermit is
okay.
carrying that lamp that lights the way, and so he
Oh,
doesn't have that enlightenment.
okay. As you know, I told you earlier, I know nothing about, but I wish I could learn. But the point I'm trying to make to you is, you're right. With the hermit getting it all the time, even people around him, they don't like him. They don't like the way he does things, but they are a bunch of sycophants. And like we were saying a little earlier, they're a bunch of yes people.
Yeah.
Okay. And everyone around Trump, except for his kids, including Kushner, he does things in his best interest. At the beginning, he thought him and his wife could become president.
Sure.
It's not happening.
No.
But they are all acting in their own best interest. Like, for example, Stephen Miller, everything he does, just like Trump, selfish, self-centered. Okay. He has his own I'm going to use that. He wants to create. He wants to enact the policies that he started when he was working. He has his own agenda. That's the word I'm looking for.
Absolutely.
Okay. The sick policies that him and Sessions used to try to impose or pass legislations and stuff like that, he couldn't do them then. So now he has a platform. Even him too. And that's who came to mind this morning when I was getting that nobody around Trump, they don't like him. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So for Stephen Miller,
Give me 1 second. I got to thank the Buns for her generosity and the super chat. I really appreciate it. 1 second. It seems like she has a question for Dianne, has read for me, and she's so on target. Thanks, Milou and Dianne. So you have a fan here. And I want to say something. A lot of your fans, they put me over the top, over 10,000. So I want to make sure I say thanks to you and for your subscribers who have helped put me over the top. I'm sorry. I had to say thank you. Go ahead.
Never apologize for thanking someone. So for Stephen Miller, here he is at odds with everybody. Just fighting, bickering, arguing. And why? Because he's worrying about money. And so he's trying to tap into this inner strength and courage that he really doesn't have. And so he doesn't have the fortitude for this. So he's getting all this negativity coming at him. He's all about money. But, he doesn't have what it takes to push himself and pull himself through it.
Well, I feel you are correct. You're right. He doesn't have what it takes. And that's why he may think that he feels in charge for now. But I feel what's coming for Miller is not very good. Intuitively, I feel Stephen Miller is going to be I don't like to say these things, but I would not be surprised if some violence come to Miller after Trump leaves office. Unless he can hire, bodyguards. From what I understand, his parents have money.
Oh, okay.
He's going to need bodyguards for a while.
You could be right. I mean, because what I see when I look at him is negative energy.
Oh, but yeah.
And that could manifest as violence. That could manifest as illness. Because he's taking all this negativity into his body. That's a perfect recipe for illness, especially cancer.
You're right.
So he needs to be careful, I think, on a couple of different levels with that. But people like him don't step back and see the bigger picture.
Right.
They don't feel like they're connected to humanity in any way. It's just me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to give you validate what you're saying. Somebody saw him eating outdoors at a restaurant in DC not too long ago, and I believe I mentioned that in the chat. They said the way he was sitting, it was after 8 o'clock. It was dark. He had sunglasses on, and he kept going like this.
Paranoia.
Exactly. So what you are getting, I feel, is correct for Stephen Miller. But you know who else I feel is going to have some challenges? That's who's being shown to me right now. I don't remember her name, but I'm going to describe her. You're going to know who I'm talking about. She left the White House. She came back, and she was what's his name? Assistant, Kushner's assistant. I'm seeing her face.
Oh,
and
yes.
Now,
I can't think of her name, but I do know who you're speaking of.
Yeah, I'm sure that the stream, they will know who we are talking about, but I'll remember her name. Hopefully they'll show me a picture of her name and I'll be able to read it. The thing is, she is going to have a challenging time when this administration is over. Unfortunately, who's being shown to me? I feel she got a raw deal. Lewinsky, the young lady who got involved with Clinton.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there is going to be, because she was saying once she has trouble meeting people to be in a long-term relationship with. Because
yes, I remember that.
Monica Lewinsky. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I feel bad, but what's coming?
She went through a lot.
Oh, yes. But unfortunately, it was an unfortunate circumstance. It was unfortunate circumstances. But that woman in the Trump administration who's in charge of everything and really she's manipulating a lot behind the scenes. Thank you, Lago P. Thank you for your generosity and the super chat. Dianne and I appreciate it.
I keep hearing she's in over her head. That's what Spirit keeps saying to me. Over her head. She got in over her head.
Absolutely. I keep looking at the chat if somebody posts her name, because I'm not getting her name yet. But the thing is, I
can't remember her name, but I know who she is.
Yeah.
Wow! But here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
She gets both the Wheel of Fortune and the World card, meaning she's starting a whole new phase of her life. She's coming into her karma. She's coming into her destiny and her fate. So her life is not going to look anything like it did before.
Oh, no.
Everything's changing for her. This is a major life change. This is not something insignificant. This is life altering.
This is crazy. This is the first time this has happened to me. I can't remember her name. I keep getting Monica Lewinsky.
Because the parallels, I think. The similarities.
That's exactly right. Yeah. But the way she's going to get hit, just like you said, is going to be worse. That's the feeling. That's the intuitive. That's what I'm getting. Okay. She's going to get hit worse than Monica. Monica was a kid, right. Unfortunately that happened, and this woman's situation, she's older. She knows what she's doing. She enjoyed the influence she has over Trump. Okay. I am not saying she's mean-spirited. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when you are cognizant and you understand how your behaviors or suggestion or the way you advise somebody, how it can affect the lives of other people, but you keep doing it.
And I keep hearing backdoor deal. She made backdoor deals.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. And I think that's what's going to catch up with her, because I think as Jared Kushner goes through the legal process after
they posted it
office, she's going to get dragged in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hope Hicks, somebody just posted it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Pat Renville. I really appreciate it. Every time I try, I'm looking to see if they would, post the name so I can read it.
Yes.
And all I keep getting is Monica Lewinsky. And
because
you know
the
what?
energy is similar in some ways.
Exactly.
And we read energy. So yeah, it makes
right.
sense.
But the thing is, I've spoken about Hope Hicks a few times. This is the first time I am talking about her and I'm getting this. Thank you, JG, for the super chat in your university. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes. But I feel her career is going to suffer tremendously. And it feels like to me,
blackball.
Yeah. And you know, the other thing, don't be surprised if she tries to publish a book. It's going to fail.
Yes, I totally agree. Yeah.
Okay. If she does it now, it will totally fail. 10 years down the road, she stands a chance because I feel the backlash.
Right. She's going to be blackballed. That's what I keep hearing. Like
Exactly.
It's like her name is going to be something that you don't want to say.
Or don't want to be associated with. Oh my God, we're getting... I have to thank these two people. I don't know if you can see the screen. Thank you, Carrie. Doreen Garby, for your super chat and your generosity. I really appreciate it. Oh, you have yourself. Oh, wait a minute. There should be a way for you to see it. Hang on. I'll show you one of these days. Thank you, Susie Bell, for your generosity and the super chat. I really appreciate it. And Susie says, I love you both. Loyal fan to both of you. Questions, please. Will my ex-boyfriend, John, unfortunately, I can answer questions, but I'll be back later at 8 o'clock. That's when I answer personal questions that I left a few weeks ago. Try to get back with me again. Susie Bell, unfortunately, I answer personal questions on Monday evenings, like this evening at 8 o'clock. I will write your name down. I will answer your question later. Please come back later. Or Saturday at 6 o'clock. I'll write your name. Please come back. And then you can call me and then we can talk. Okay? And for anyone who's listening, please, I don't want to break policy. Otherwise, if I do it today, I'm going to have to do it every day. Yeah. So I answer questions only in the evenings. All right.
So you know who I keep getting drawn to energetically is Putin.
Who?
Putin. Vladimir Putin. He keeps coming back onto my radar. And then I saw that he had an uprising the other day.
Yes, they did.
You know, he did something to a very beloved statesperson.
Yes.
And the people were very angry. And I see him being so paranoid that he has a taste tester. I see him afraid to eat food. I keep seeing a taste tester for him. Like he is feeling, the way that I see him is like he feels like the walls are closing in. Like he's in one of those medieval old castles. And he's like stuck in the tower and he's like looking around, like, because I really feel like the Russian people are sick of it. And this was like the tip of the iceberg because he didn't handle the pandemic well. So now this has happened. And now he's so paranoid, he's afraid to eat his own food.
You know what? I agree with them. I have to thank one more person. Wanda Webster, thank you very much for the super chat and your generosity. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let me see if I don't want to miss anyone. The super chats, I want to make sure we thank everyone. Yes, and you know something? They don't have a way here. I can look at it, but that's okay. Yeah, I saw Wanda. 1 second. But you know, I believe I thank everyone. Please, if anyone, if I miss you, I apologize, but I'll make sure I thank everyone.
Can I show you my cards? My cards.
Oh, please go ahead, and I will tell you what I feel.
So here is my card for the virus, and so this tells me, no, he did not handle it properly, and the people are angry.
Yes.
He's trying to balance things. He's trying to throw money at certain situations to make things better. But you know what? Actions speak louder than words. And I think they're sick of this, the people.
Yes.
And then here we go with the hermit. The people around him are starting to leave.
Oh, that I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
He's on a sinking ship. And I think some of his supporters, like especially the public, the citizens of Russia, they're saying, you know what? I think we're good. We need to move on now. We need to be more progressive.
You know, let me tell you, and I got this at least about 5 years ago. I am surprised he's still around.
Yeah, me too.
So, your impressions are correct. Someone else gave us something. Thank you very much for another super chat. Thank you very much, Lafefe, for your generosity and the super chat. I really appreciate it. And Lafefe says, enjoy listening to both of you. Thanks so much. You are very welcome. It's a pleasure.
You.
Okay.
Yes.
So I agree with you. I am surprised this man's only daughter also give us a super chat. Thank you very much for only daughter. We really appreciate it. And she says, thank you very much. You are very welcome. Oh my God. Another one, Catherine Bush. Thank you very much, Catherine Bush, for the super chat and your generosity. We really appreciate it.
You are also sweet.
Yeah. But, you know, I feel this guy, the way he handled, you know, Russians don't play. If they have an opportunity, they'll do away with him. And that's what I meant when I said, 5 years ago, this guy's going to go. Yeah.
It's coming.
Absolutely.
His days are numbered.
Big time. Like I said, I'm surprised. Susan Fury, thank you for the super chat and your generosity. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah. But, you know, the thing I wanted to see, you know, how you feel about it is the situation in Portland. You know, having the federal troops there, because for some reason that's very important to me. I you know, maybe I'm a little paranoid. You know what I mean?
I've done a reading on my channel, and I've done a lot of readings off camera on that. I did some remote viewing work.
Okay.
And I can share with you what I saw and what my spirit guide was able to show me. Okay. These are not typical agents. I'm not totally comfortable calling them federal agents.
Me neither.
Because when I first got into their energy, I wasn't sure if they were human. And I'm like, this is really odd.
Right.
I'm like, surely they're human. And I'm like, are they robots? Are these AI? No. They have been through a specific program. I got to see some of it, just a glimpse. Okay. Where they were placed in front of screens and they were shown all of these different images, like different sequences and patterns and geometric designs, while listening to a certain frequency of music and sound.
Okay.
And it was like a brainwashing.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sorry.
Like they tried to make an on and off switch with these people. Like they were trying to get them to almost be superhuman in a sense. They're not rational.
Let me tell you something. The way I am getting it, you're correct. You know, like bad, you know, in any police department, they have bad cops and they know who they are. Those who are too willing to abuse people they are supposed to serve. So it feels like to me, whoever put wherever they went, Bureau of Prison, ICE, wherever other places they have, they collected or selected a number of them with those types of problem, abusive, tendency to abuse people physically,
right,
orally,
yep.
And they were specifically selected. And I don't know how close you've been watching how things are going on over there. And I'm going to give you a specific example. An ex-Vietnam vet approached them, I believe it was Saturday.
I saw.
The others walked by, and that guy specifically sprayed this man with hot pepper.
Yes.
So that validated to me what you are saying. I mean, we're getting it a little differently, but I feel the way you are getting it is correct. It's the program that you are seeing is the way they grew up. people who grew up from dysfunctional families where there was violence, you understand what I mean? So they're gonna do it on others. They're gonna inflict pain on others. So
right.
that's
I wasn't
possibly
allowed. I wasn't allowed.
I mean, they
to
go
see
through
the whole
trainings as
recruitment.
well.
I wasn't allowed to see the whole recruitment process, which I thought
Right.
was odd.
It's a lot though. It's a lot to show too.
I think they went after people like you said,
Yeah.
and then they gave them like this extra training to just push them over the edge.
Which I wouldn't be surprised.
And the feeling that I got, I'm not going to say his name,
right.
but Betsy DeVos's brother, I was getting that vibe coming from this, that he is sort of putting some money into this. He's funneling money into it, and he wants to grow it. He wants to make this bigger.
Funny you mentioned that. I'm going to bring my cheat sheet because I wrote somebody's name. Somebody sent me an email about this. A gentleman on Twitter who said he's going to out Eric Prince in the coming weeks. Okay. I'll tell everybody. His name is Greg Smith on Twitter. He's going to have a whole thing about Eric Prince and what Eric Prince is up to behind the scenes. And
about time.
Exactly. I feel you are correct. And he's going to have a lot to answer to. First of all, I just remembered this. He lied to Congress. Mm-hmm. And this man, way before I tweeted this, so there is a record of it. Way before I started doing YouTube, okay, I said Trump would like to have Russian soldiers, guarding him on American soil.
Yeah, and I think this is as close as he can get
with Eric Prince.
Yeah,
Eric Prince is going to have a lot to answer to by the time. Well, I don't feel it's going to take that long after Trump leaves office.
No, it's going to start. And you know what I keep seeing? We are going to be so sick of seeing these trials on TV. Like you're going to just want to watch, a morning talk show or something. And you're going to be stuck watching these trials day in and day out, just week after month after year. It's like going to be worse than the OJ trial. Remember how that was on like every day? But this is going to be going on but it needs to happen.
But it's going to be shocking.
To lead to enlightenment. But it's going to lead to our enlightenment and to our evolvement as a society.
True.
Because nothing's going to be in the dark anymore, and we have to face it. We can't just bury the racism and the misogyny and the hatred.
Not this time.
It's not going to happen. It's coming to light, and that's why he's president, because he's bringing the stuff to light. We were broken, and
that is true.
Now it's not hidden.
And something, he thought he could fight it and suppress it. That's why he has those troops, or he's threatening to send those troops all over the country. It's not going to work.
No, it's going to backfire.
Exactly. Big time. And it started already. They were hoping by this time, after sending those troops to Portland, that the public would accept and say, okay, send more. That's not the feedback they are getting.
No.
If anything, exactly for what you just said, those guys that have been pre-programmed to abuse others, okay, are not doing a very good job. Basically, it was a disservice because you go and abuse moms, veterans. Are you kidding me? Those are the wrong people.
I mean, I saw them attack a pregnant woman, and I was just sick.
Really? I didn't see that one.
Yeah, with those moms,
I'm not surprised.
One was pregnant, and she was very pregnant, and I'm like, and they're throwing tear gas at them.
Yeah.
And just, they're monsters. They're monsters.
Yes, and that's not what the feedback they were expecting. So now
they expected us to be scared and just to stay in our homes and not do anything. But we're Americans. That's not what we do. Exactly.
Well, Trump doesn't know that. And, the other thing he was counting on, and it feels like him and the others in the administration are beginning to realize that regardless of the pandemic, Americans are going to vote.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And there's going to be a blue wave.
Exactly. You know?
Yep.
Somebody asked a question. Somebody asking us a question. Milou, will Trump
Sure.
come out with dirt or fake dirt on Biden right before the election? You want to go for that one, or we'll go both? I feel like saying no. Anything that Trump had to throw at Biden, and intuitively I feel, has been thrown out. And I think I know why that person asked that question. I am sorry, the screen is scrolling up. The screen is scrolling. I forgot who asked. Okay, but you know something? Whatever information they're gonna try to concoct behind the scene, or no effect, zero. Go ahead. Sorry.
Because here's what's going to happen. King of Swords.
Yeah.
Here is the sword of truth coming out. The truth is coming out. He can try these tactics. It's not going to matter. The truth is coming out. It's not going to work anymore.
Exactly. I agree with you. You know, and someone else just asked another question. Gerrymandering impact. Will blue wave be able to flip many states legislatures? Oh yeah, critical to do so.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, I don't know. I mean, since you're agreeing as well, I've been feeling this. Even McConnell is vulnerable.
He's on shaky ground. He's on shaky ground.
And I tell you, McGrath is doing a fantastic job. If she doesn't lift her foot off the accelerator, it will be worse. I mean, she will win.
Yeah.
So I am hoping and praying.
I have a lot of hope. Let me pull a few cards.
Yeah, go ahead. But yes, you're right. Oh, they know Iran. I'm glad we started a little early. We automatically started answering questions at the time I usually do.
See, here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is McGrath fighting? McGrath's fighting the devil.
Oh, well, yeah.
Here's McConnell. Here he is, right? That's who she's
fighting. That's for sure. The Grim Reaper, he calls himself, you know?
She's at a crossroads, so it has not been determined at this moment.
Yes.
But here's the result. A new beginning. A new beginning. And so that gives me a lot of hope that she is going to defeat him.
Good. You know, I've been feeling that he would lose or will not be majority leader. I don't see him. And okay, I'll share this again. People who have watched me for a while, I'm sorry, but I'll repeat. McConnell is going to get humiliated before he leaves the Senate or on his way out, because that guy, instead of using his position to help the country, to help people,
he did
the last few years, and that's what his legacy is going to be.
I'm reading on him and I get the devil again.
Oh, Jesus. Well, you know,
you can't make this
that's
up.
to tell you exactly, you know, instead of using his position to help the country, he basically enabled Trump. He gave Trump a pass with their arrogance, and that's what his legacy is going to be. I don't feel he has any idea as what's to come for him. You know what I mean?
No. And the other thing about the devil card is that is a card of loss. It's not a card of winning or a success or trying. No, it's a card of loss. So that is, you know, so yes, he is devilish, but it also implies that he would be losing. So that gives me a lot of hope. But I think, you know, McConnell is part of the old paradigm. He's part of the old way of doing things.
Exactly.
And that's all going away. That's fading away as we're starting to wake up as a world.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Right. You know, that old boys club, you know, like the one that was so mean to AOC the other day.
Oh my God. Did you see how she... One second. Hi, Mojo. Thank you very much for the super chat and your generosity. I really appreciate it. Okay. Mojo is saying virus is coming back in places that had a reprieve. When will this end? From the beginning, I saw 2023. Hopefully, I'm wrong. What do you think? Well, I'll tell you what. I feel intuitively Cuomo and the Northeast, like you told me you in some way close. This area, the tri-state area, including Boston, and they have been very vigilant. And yes, this virus has a tendency to really go under the radar and blow up, so to speak. There's potential for that. But I made that prediction a long time ago. Yes, we're going to have pop-ups in this area or the areas that have had it before. But you know what? Thank God our governors are on top of things. Yes, we're going to have hotspot. We're going to put them out. The people who worry me are those who don't believe in science, like DeSantis. And the guy in Texas is learning, Abbott.
Oh, yeah. Okay?
But
the hard way.
I feel those guys, if they're not careful, but I think DeSantis is basically, he knows it's over for him. He's a one-term governor and he's done. I wouldn't be surprised if they recall him. But I predicted they would recall somebody. They are recalling Kemp. From what I understand, there's a petition going around. Oh, but you have a point there. But hopefully, Mojo, it's not too bad. I said that months ago. Yes, we're going to have hotspots. Hopefully, like I said, this virus, one person with this thing can infect so many people. Yeah. And the other thing that's going to save us, it's just being shown to me. Most people, like in my area, everyone was masked. Okay. Yeah. That's what's going to save us. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go so long. Your turn, Dianne.
Okay. So for this question, there is an extraterrestrial that I channel. And I like to channel him because he looks at the bigger picture. He can see the whole timeline.
Okay.
And what he always told me was it's never going to go away in 2020. There was never a possibility of it just dissipating in 2020.
I agree.
But there'll be a vaccine in 2021.
Yes.
And there's been and I think we don't give these people enough credit. There's a lot of courageous people that have stepped forward to be guinea pigs. And it's gone to human trial like right away. And it's because of these courageous people that it's going to help us. But I do think it's going to hit every state because I feel like the states are not going to shut down their borders effectively or quick enough. And I think those states, like I'm in a state that's doing well. I believe we're going to start taking these, and we already have started taking some of these COVID patients.
Yes.
Especially where we have really good hospitals. We're starting to take them and they're coming with their families. We're taking their families too.
Right.
And so that makes me feel not quite so good.
Well, I understand. Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's going to get worse before it gets better. But,
yes.
But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not going to last forever.
No. You know what's going to save us? Like I said, I'm being shown the mask, wearing mask and social distancing. People totally do it around here. So that's the bright light.
And there's a lot of bright lights in this. I mean, I know sometimes like we focus on the darkness, but things are going to get worse before they get better. But when they get better, they're going to be so much better. Things are going to look so different.
You know something? But it's, we are probably at the worst point right now. You know why? This thing is on fire in Florida, Texas, Arizona. And as I'm saying this, I forgot to write his name down. And I forget where he's from, but he's a Republican state senator somewhere who was calling the virus a hoax, and it was like the flu. Guess what? He's in the hospital now. So there are going to be a number of those people. That's what's going to save us. That's another thing that's going to save us, by the way. Those people who were talking, calling this thing a hoax, and they ended up getting sick, and some of them have passed, and more will pass. Unfortunately, you know what I mean?
I am a little bit nervous about this flu season. Not that I see the flu season as being any worse. I don't think we're going to have a worse flu season. I'm just nervous that people won't go and get their vaccines because they're scared to go to medical centers and to go to these places. So I'm a little worried because we haven't been good at deploying the tests for the virus.
True.
So where I am, I still can't get tested. Because they made up a rule that if your doctor is not part of the hospital's network, you can't get tested.
Really?
And my hospital changed hands and not for the better. I mean, the first thing they did was start laying people off. And so my doctor's not part of it.
That's the normal thing.
I mean, it's almost August. I still can't get tested.
Right.
How am I going to get vaccinated?
Well,
You know,
in my area,
they
I'm in
need to
Jersey.
figure it out.
Right. The thing is, somebody's asking for us to say something about AOC. We'll do in a little while. Uh, you know, one thing I want to say to our viewers, for two reasons. For if you are going to vote in person, okay, and if you want to do anything outside, buy yourself an N95 mask, okay, and also a KN95. I purchased some so that if I go to places where I don't feel my cotton, regular, cotton mask work, or the medical mask that I have, I'll just put one of those on because that's what doctors are using.
That's
Okay.
smart. Yeah, really smart.
Yeah. So people in the audience, I'm sure you know, but I'm simply repeating. If you go into vote in person, order N95 masks now, wherever you can get them, just so that you know. Once you put that thing on your face, and when you go vote, the only time you will open your mouth and talk to anybody, because you want to make sure that thing is sealed, and the seal is not broken, is when you talk to the people, you give your name so that they can make you sign, and then you go vote. That if you don't vote by mail is preferable.
I'm voting
But
by mail. I signed up.
I want to vote by mail, but I'm moving.
You're moving
next month. I mean, in September.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough, and I'm going to vote. That's my plan. So I wanted to share my plan with everyone.
Bring your own
True. No, you know what I'm going to bring? I'm going to bring my own soap and water because I don't use the alcohol stuff rarely. I have gloves. Some. Well, that's a good thing.
When I only go out once a week to do my shopping, and I put on the gloves.
Yeah.
Because I've worked in the medical field my whole life, and I take my shoes off before I go into the house. I mean, I'm following the same protocols that I followed, as a dementia practitioner.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to take your shoes off. I mean, ask anyone who's a nurse or a CNA if they wear their shoes in the house, or if they wear gloves when they're dealing with these people. Because also too, I have a cat, and look at what happened with the Bronx Zoo.
Yes.
Those poor, lions and tigers.
Some of them, yeah.
And we still haven't gotten any updates. And so how do I know that my cat is going to be okay? I
haven't heard anything.
Because then I don't want to go to the veterinarian, because if you go to the vet, you're not allowed to get out of the car and go in with your pet. She has anxiety. So now I'm going to have to drop off a senior cat with anxiety and I'm like, I can't. So anyone that comes into my house, the shoes stay in the front porch.
I can imagine. Yeah, I agree with you. I do the same thing too. I don't have a front porch because I have an apartment, but my shoes, I lift them down the stairs, and I have Clorox whenever I feel like it, because I'm so paranoid about this thing. So I clean the area. But yes, I agree with you. Before we go, we have one person who's asking, can you read on AOC? I'm not quite sure what the person would like to ask, but I feel AOC basically took Yoho down last week. Okay. AOC is going to go places. It feels like to me intuitively she neutralized the far right who kept on attacking her by outing Yoho. That's what I feel. Yes. That was such, a negative. Yoho was hoping he would come out on top, and he was going to put AOC in her place, and it backfired. She played him. Oh my God! It was so. You know what? In fact, he was on the board of some kind of organization. He had to quit.
Right. It was Christian. It was Christian. It was a Christian organization.
Yes, they gave
him the boot.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, she's going to be just fine. You know what? The card that represents her is death. Death is about transformation. Yes. And the sun is rising up. So a new dawn. She's representing this new dawn, this new day that's coming.
Okay.
And right now, her obstacle is peace and harmony. There's people that don't want to shed those old ways.
Right.
And so then just looking at her outcome, she ends up with like the emperor over here. And he is all about building a good foundation for himself and others and bringing about stability and security.
She certainly did that last week.
And she did that. So, she's going to be fine. I did do a reading on Ted Yoho.
Okay.
He has really big plans for himself, I saw, like out on the world stage, but nothing's going to be successful for him.
Not anymore. He can shelve.
He had and showed big plans, but it's not coming.
He can shelve those big plans. All right. I think it's time to go. Thank you very much, Dianne, for joining me today and collaborating.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
so grateful. This is my first time collaborating, and it was wonderful. And
really?
I'd love to do this again.
Absolutely, we will. And I want to thank everyone in the chat and those who are watching for your support.
Thank you.
And your help and your generosity for the super chats. I really appreciate it. Dianne and I, we say thank you.
Absolutely.
Also, if you would like readings from us, you know how to get us, our website and the like, or contact us, however you want to do it. Again, thank you, everyone. I will see you later at 8. Till then, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Dianne. I'll talk to you in a
few.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.